33 seconds of Disney logo. Also, Jerry Bruckheimer logo lives on into the actual movie. Discount old-timey Steve Zahn. National Treasure 2 posits the intriguing question, minutes before killing Abraham Lincoln, did John Wilkes Booth seek guidance to get a puzzle in his diary solved by some dude in a bar? We'll let you decide, dear viewer. Evil is easily distracted. Thomas Gates uses this distraction to tear a page from a diary, instead of, winning.
One of the missing pages from the infamous diary of John Wilkes Booth, with the name Thomas Gates.
I see no reason not to believe you, stranger in the balcony. Nicolas Cage isn't trying to break into a prison to stop Ed Harris from killing millions of San Franciscans in this movie.
You're calling my grandfather a liar.
Genealogical pissing contest.
My grandfather told me this story himself. I saw the truth of it in his eyes.
Oh, well, if you saw the truth of it in his eyes, then by all means. Well, the last movie was shameless about stealing from Raiders of the Lost Ark, so there's no reason why the fictional character from that movie shouldn't be shameless as well.
Is this a book about the Templar treasure?
Blonde.
Oh my gosh, are you Ben Gates?
Blonde. Also, this is the second Nicolas Cage character we've tackled in 2 weeks, and somehow he's a household name in the motorcycle stunt guy and treasure-finding asshole professions.
Do you own a red Ferrari? Well, it's being towed.
Clueless Chick has amazing peripheral vision. Despite the fact that no one gives a shit about Riley and his exploits, Major Chain Store decides to stock all the copies of his book.
IRS impounded it.
The IRS apparently waits until you're at a bookstore signing to tow away your Ferrari, instead of, doing it at your house. And without warning, too.
I can't believe you have to break into your own house.
Haha, neither can I. But, Abigail probably knew that the next movie would need an Ocean's 11-style heist at the beginning, so who are we to argue?
I need to get Abigail's ID badge. She has access to the Booth diary page.
She still works at the National Archives? After getting all that money? Why isn't she bathing in a mountain of gold coins right now? You obviously knew she would be out of the house, but you apparently waited a long time to actually break in because here she is, like 1 minute later.
Hey, I sent you a copy of my book. Did you get a chance?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Everyone is a dick to Riley.
I cannot believe you broke in.
This is a guy you witnessed steal the Declaration of Independence in the last movie.
In 100 years, no one's going to remember anyone involved in the Lincoln assassination besides Booth.
You mean they don't already?
I will not let Thomas Gates' name be mine.
Gates lives in a world where 99% of the people in the world are hardcore historians who give a shit about anyone other than Booth.
Look at this. See that?
You've been looking at this for hours and haven't previously seen the obvious reddish-brown smudge? F*** you. The story about the missing John Wilkes Booth page repeats itself in the second column, but even worse, it breaks into a completely different article about high school students after 2 paragraphs. This Iran reform article on the right is pure gibberish, never once mentioning Iran, reform, or any specific nouns or pronouns whatsoever. And the same article's first gibberish sentence can be found in a random middle paragraph of the cut-off article above. And this business owners debate curfew article is similarly gibberish, with the first sentence reading, "This suggests that the proposed concept does not readily tolerate the compatibility testing."
Guy claims he had this page for 140 years and just suddenly comes forward with it.
The FBI would not trouble themselves with this kind of investigation. That's strange. Benazir Bhutto was a popular search? Maybe because she was assassinated in 2007. But this movie came out 6 days before her assassination. Conspiracy? This may be the oddest thing I've ever noticed in a movie. Also, he's watching news on the MSN homepage? Jesus, does Hollywood charge extra for product placement that is obscenely unrealistic?
Gates may have been the architect.
Booth didn't need an architect to pull off this assassination, since the whole thing relied on him being so well known at the Ford Theater as a famous actor. Hell, the guy even got his mail there.
There's only one way to prove it.
You have to find the treasure.
You gotta find it.
How does finding the treasure prove the intentions of a man who burned a piece of paper?
Grandpa heard.
Anyone else not buying the idea that the kid in 1865 was Patrick's grandfather? Even if we narrow Patrick's age to John Voight's age, we're still talking a gap of 73 years, which is nearly 3 generations. Either way, lucky story told to child is lucky.
Anything at all.
Wait a minute.
I've just remembered part of the story I've been leaving out for 70 years.
I believe it was Mason. They built clues into everything.
For some reason. She showed up, took a call from Ben, and then came back to the table. She did not order this drink, and she does not know what it is, just in case you confused it with Paris, Botswana. Zoom and enhanced technology, from a camera mounted to an RC helicopter no less. You mean you can't just look this up on the internet?
And when the ship was finally retired, Queen Victoria had 2 desks made from its timbers.
And apparently the Masons then went straight into we can make this into a puzzle for that hidden treasure mode during an impromptu desk building session.
These guys are trained mercenaries, as well as being black market antiquities dealers.
What? Run that back for me again?
These guys are trained mercenaries, as well as being black market antiquities dealers.
Jesus, that shit is funny. Single blow to the head knocks a person out cold cliche. Just in case you confused it with London chili.
Someone else is after the treasure.
Ben really can't figure out who might be behind this.
We have to hurry and see that desk.
We don't want to miss that appointment.
The movie implies that Ben and Riley go right away to Buckingham Palace, even though Ben told his dad they have an appointment with the curator tomorrow, which was obviously bullshit. That would be fine, except Abigail shows up and there's no way she could have made the trip in time unless they really were going the next day. So, did he say we need to hurry and see that desk and then stay in his hotel room until the next morning? Or did they actually go right away? Because either scenario is simple as shit. Wow. Mystery person is addicted to toilets. You know who you are. You can get all that electronic shit through the Buckingham Palace security, post 9/11 and post London subway bombing. My f***ing ass.
It's tea time, chaps.
That's racist.
Your dad called me. Said your next clue was here.
So then I immediately dropped everything, took the next flight to London out of DC, and came here as a total surprise, not knowing what the plan was or when you were going to be here, despite the fact that I hate you so much that I kicked you out of our house. Turns out they needed to cause a scene, and Abigail comes in handy for that. But what were they planning to do to cause a scene before they knew she was coming?
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Hilarious.
That was brilliant.
It was? He literally just blurted out a series of random words. He could easily have done that without thinking and without the presence of his wife he's feuding with.
Because if I turn out to be right after I assume that I'm right, then I'm correct.
Skip! Let me ask you this question. If the desk was built in 1880 and the Statue of Liberty replica was built in 1889, how the fucking goddamn piss hell does John Wilkes Booth have a diary in 1865 that points to any of this shit? This Wikipedia-style page concerning Malcolm Givalry has nothing about the admittedly fake man himself, just a description of Chinese puzzle boxes.
One.
Honestly, you don't even need to know what the combination is in order to beat this desk puzzle because the clicks are so loud.
Can I see the thing?
No, you'll wait until we're in a safe place. Oh.
Stop.
Okay, whipping my gun out in public, now go. The way this parking lot is presented, it's amazing they don't have other cars parked behind them. Was this lot built specifically for this particular action scene? Lucky they also rented a car with the rear view screens for this completely contrived action scene plus product placement. Healthy Car Chase has, as of yet, attracted exactly 0 police interest. Yeah, let's steal the slowest possible vehicle we can, shall we? First off, I guess it's lucky no other cars ran into them when they made this wild turn in traffic. Second off, see this Range Rover? This is Mitch's Range Rover. How the hell did he luck out getting right behind Ben again? Third off, the Range Rover was right behind Ben, and now it finds itself in some other movie completely before getting back into the chase. Ben is so certain that Riley can hack a traffic cam, and that the camera will have captured all the details they need on that plank, and assumes that the camera was working, and that they won't need the plank itself, he just throws the thing in the water. Why not? It's not like he needed the physical artifacts in the last movie or anything. Oh, wait. Littering. Bullshit.
What is it? I don't know, but it's ours.
Gates obviously threw it away because of its huge value and importance, so let's definitely stop chasing it.
There were only 4 survivors.
Reading.
I'm gonna go talk to her.
Ben plays the pronoun game, and in this instance, it's solely for the sake of the audience, since his dad somehow immediately knows he's talking about the mom.
Who?
Thankfully, everyone in the Gates family is fluent in at least one ancient language.
I was not the one that left the toothbrushes in Marrakesh.
Jesus, Skip.
Well, how are we gonna find that?
Well, we won't have to. Gates will get it somehow.
Sloppy seconds.
Guys, take a look at this.
Oh look, an event at the White House that magically makes your mission possible somehow. And luckily enough, Abigail is dating someone inside the White House. Amazing what 4 people can do if they just apply their love lives.
Your great-great-grandfather killed President Lincoln.
F*** you, kid, and f*** you, movie, for even acting like this kid cares about history and also memorizes faces he sees on news programs about history controversies.
How do you explain why Lincoln's bodyguard left his post that night?
Because President Lincoln was never accompanied by guards when attending the theater. Are you listening? Especially on Good Friday.
This is so very wrong. Also, thankfully this bullshit goes on for several minutes, so I have a chance to grab a hot dog. Connor allows the descendant of someone who was recently accused of killing Abraham Lincoln into the Oval Office. This idiot falls for the lost earring I'll check over here bullshit, because the power of boners is stronger.
Chapter 13.
Instead of just telling them the information, Riley forces them to look it up in his book. And Riley knowing this shit without any of these other assholes knowing is just a lazy way to spread the exposition around.
The eagle and the scroll. The secret symbol in the president's book.
Why would the president take something from the Resolute desk and then stamp a clue inside the desk as to its whereabouts? Especially since the president's book is for presidents only. Also, who's finding a plank in the desk and then adding it to a secret book, which by now should just be called a secret crate if it has such items inside of it?
There is a book.
And because you stole the Declaration of Independence for a really good cause in the last movie and had someone take the fall for you, I'm just going to confirm this top secret shit because I like you.
Why are you telling me out here?
Because inside I'm a federal agent. Out here I'm talking to you as a friend, Ben.
Oh, that still seems wrong.
How do you expect to get the president alone?
Easy. Blue dress, phallic cigar party trick, boom goes the dynamite.
I'm gonna kidnap the president of the United States.
Ben thinks that clearing the family name is more important than any consequence or even further staining that will arise from this.
Monticello is booked. So is Gunston Hall and Tudor Place.
I'm calling bullshit on these assholes being able to book all the possible venues the president's staff might choose to host his birthday party. Discount Randy Treff. Oh, shit. This much security in the water, and the water is how Ben and crew decide to infiltrate the party, and it f***ing works?
Are you aware, sir, that I have the right to detain you for the next 48 hours without cause?
Patriot Act. As we've been led to believe, treasure hunters are as famous as Madonna in this world, so the risk of being recognized, found out, kicked out, and possibly jailed is extremely high, especially since his ancestor was recently discovered to have assassinated Lincoln.
I have no enemies down here.
How do you know? You've been buddies for 3 minutes, and suddenly you trust any asshole who brings you a map to an underground tunnel? Also, despite the president's protestations, I'm pretty sure the Secret Service guy has to be in the room with him no matter what. I don't think the president gets to dictate in this case.
The book, known only to our presidents, it contains all of our nation's secrets.
That's close enough for a roll credits, but instead I'm going to go with this is some bullshit right here.
Because it will probably lead us to the discovery of the greatest Native American treasure of all time.
After all, the Native Americans do owe us. Also, it would be the biggest if you didn't count all that land we took.
The book exists.
Why does everyone think that Gates' cause is so noble to spill a century's worth of secrets?
X, Y, 2, 3.
Up, down, left, right, BA.
Riley, meet me at the Library of Congress in 20 minutes.
Because the trip from Mount Vernon will be ridiculously fast tonight with that madman John Voight behind the wheel. The Library of Congress consistently closes at 5 p.m. Does this look like 5 p.m.? It sure doesn't. So the president is just now getting to a road, while Ben had time to drive 20 plus minutes to the Library of Congress, meet up with his posse, and start looking for shit. Are you kidding me?
April 1865, Queen Victoria sends Pike 2 coded missives.
How does Queen Victoria know where the f***ing treasure is? How does someone in England sympathetic to the Confederacy work in league with the Masons to create an over-the-top treasure map? And why go through all this trouble when you want to help the Confederacy win?
The second missive was thought to contain a Playfair cipher suggesting contact with Laboulaye.
Containing clues that won't be relevant for another 20 years. Good luck, the South.
1880. Resolute desk arrives in Washington sent by Queen to President Hayes.
Because the Civil War was still raging, 15 years after it ended.
The final entry by President Coolidge. 1924, I found a plank in secret desk compartment.
You know, I was just fiddling around and opened the drawers to 1876 for no reason and found it. Shrug. All this reading and they could just be taking quick photographs and get the hell out of here.
I sent a picture of the plank to your cell phone.
You can do that?
Yes, I can do that. Did you get it?
Multitasking on a Razor flip phone? And of course he can only send the pictures to his dad since neither Riley nor Abigail have working phones that can receive pictures. And Mitch is tracking this one phone. This guy who FBI's for a living doesn't look down. Abigail and Riley get past security with a bullshit badge and some fidgety rambling. Well, this part of the building seems to be completely unguarded. Odd during a manhunt for the guy who kidnapped the president.
Close the barricade! Close the barricade! Lock it down!
Question is, why isn't it already closed and locked? Did they really not have enough cops? Were they expecting more reinforcements? Don't show me the barricade getting this far up and then proceed to wait 10 seconds expecting us to believe this is as far as they got in that time.
Dr. Appleton.
No, this office is closed.
Why are you even still at the office? Isn't it like a lot o'clock by now?
A letter from Queen Victoria to the Confederate General.
Ah, my favorite. Exposition by reading aloud. There's virtually no reason to burn this page because no one else knows about this page. But sure, let's do something for drama here. It was a pleasure to burn. Over 2-hour movie has time for the Riley humorously swats at a fly scene.
Water makes the rocks darker.
What is this, the f***ing 3rd grade field trip? Of course water makes surfaces darker. Jesus. 50 seconds of water pouring.
Feels like a latch.
Just how Queen Victoria planned it. Also, this latch way over here controls a bunch of rocks way over there. And how did this ever work? And why does it still work after 80 years? Riley decides to touch this. Honestly, whether it's this multi-axis booby trap platform or the rubbery ways they avoid dying from it over the next few minutes, you can just add a handful of sins and walk away confident you did your job well. Also, did the Native Americans even use gold? And if they did, that means they had to get people to go through this shit every time they needed to make a withdrawal?
I ain't going last, and if I'm not going last, I might as well go first.
That's in the Bible, I think, actually. Jesus or someone said that. Thankfully, movie keeps making time for the retirement age divorced couple humor. And by thankfully, I mean frustratingly. I guess you could just say he doesn't know how to continue solving the puzzle on his own, but still, bad guy playing last minute hero here? That's pretty f***ing dumb.
We found a gold idol here! We can roll it over to offset your weight!
Imago aurum ex machina. Also, is there no consideration that the idol may be an important part of solving the puzzle? Well, it's not like the last movie didn't have some unbelievable shit involving ancient wooden booby traps, but still. He survives this. Well, shit. I guess it's not a National Treasure movie if there isn't some convenient fire-based lighting system. I'm getting a weird Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull vibe here, which is not only a sign of a terrible conclusion to come, but also kind of extra odd, considering this movie came out before Crystal Skull. Phew! The 2 geriatric characters managed to accident themselves back into the main plot by stumbling onto the Gold City through a preposterous alternate route.
Thomas was right! No! You were right!
So how does this absolve Thomas Gates from masterminding Lincoln's assassination again? His name is still in the Booth diary with all the conspirators, and the conspirators wanted this treasure. And the treasure's clues were given by Queen Victoria, who was sympathetic to the Confederacy.
I'm sorry I smeared your great-great-granddaddy's good name. It seemed like the only way to get you in on the hunt.
You mean you didn't think that if you gave Ben the Booth diary page, he wouldn't have examined it? The guy found the Templar treasure, and you think he's not going to want to find another one?
We found the City of Gold.
It doesn't matter, he still committed a federal crime.
Didn't you also commit a federal crime by blabbing about the stupid president's secret book?
Sir, for your information, this is the man who kidnapped you.
For his information.
As I recall, we were exploring a hidden tunnel and a door closed accidentally, and this man saved my life.
You could have just told everybody that in the first place, rather than getting everyone to go on a manhunt.
Take a look at tomorrow's headlines.
While Ben's story finally got a real article, tomorrow's news has the exact same bullshit article as the one from a few days ago. Also, all interested parties were in attendance and contributed to the overall result. Joseph Pulitzer.
And Mitch Wilkinson, sir.
Is that right?
Survivor's remorse alone causes Ben and the gang to give some of the credit to the flat-out evil villain.
Come in, move back in with me.
No, you used the word so.
So?
So when you say so, it means you're angry.
Yeah, move back in with me is trumped by the word so. F off with this bullshit argument. What if any other random citizens had seen that sports car, grabbed the envelope which contained the keys, and driven off with the car? Car we're supposed to expect to go forward actually goes backward, cliche.
And you also insisted on loading the luggage into the taxi.
I didn't insist. I loaded the luggage.
Yes, but not the travel case.
The travel case is not luggage. The travel case goes into the luggage. Who was in charge of packing the luggage?
I could not get the travel case into the...
So you see, the puppy was like industry in that they were both lost in the woods. And nobody, especially the little boy, society, knew where to find them.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
What do you do next?
Floor it?
Yes. No! No! Don't floor it!
Floor it?
No! No, no! Don't floor it!
Okay, floor it!
Do you know the expression, his name is Mud?
My name is Mud.
I am so coming.
Hey! Phrasing!
Where are all these people going?
Why is everyone running?
Hey, sup? Where's the 15,000?
It's still my money! If you want a chance to have any part of a shithead, you will take my bet.
That's one way of looking at it. The other is you get to keep 75% and not go to prison for the rest of your life.
So, how am I gonna get him alone? I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
It's the Kennedy assassination.
You wanna know who really killed JFK?